Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time y'all watching this. This video is going to be tough for me because I just lost one of my favorite uncles. Shout out to Uncle Kyle. Great man. Um, Passed away too soon. You guys probably, going through the same similar situations. A loved one's passed. You're stressed out. You're distraught. You're not even thinking about anything about burial, cremation, funeral arrangements. You're just crying your eyes out. You're pissed. There's times you're reminiscing, laughing and crying. People lose people every day. But we have to do the arrangements. Someone has to be strong enough in the family to put everything together. Let's talk about it. I'm going to talk about the steps, and then I'm going to put the steps in the description because everybody needs to know what to do when someone dies in the family. Somebody, your loved ones, your friends, whoever, somebody that you love, someone that you cared about. Again, shout out to everyone that's lost someone. Shout out to, all the families that are losing people through police violence, through violence in the streets, or just violence, period. Shout out to anyone losing someone. This is a shout out to everyone that has lost someone, a loved one. RIP. What do you need to do in order to get everything situated? The first thing you need to do, get a legal pronouncement of death. Yes. Hospitals, if the person dies in the hospital can, of course, say, hey, this person's passed. They can deal with that paperwork. What about a hospice? A hospice can do the same thing. Now, if you find this person somewhere, maybe in their home or maybe somewhere out in the street or somewhere, other than a hospital or hospice, call 911. Yes, call 911, ambulance, police. Someone can give you a pronouncement of death. The next thing, number 2, is arrange for organ donation if need be. Sometimes you look at somebody's license, they might be an organ donor. So check it out and call the people for organ donation. Some people do it. Number 3, notify close friends and family. This is the tough part. For an example, my cousin, shout out to my cousin that, gave me the news of my uncle passing away. I was crushed. And then I'm doing the same thing. I'm calling certain people. I had to call his son. I called his son. It was crushing. We cried. We laughed. We cried some more. But notify friends and family. Number 4, decide what you like to do with your loved one's body and arrange transportation. So if the body's not at the hospital, or if the body is at the hospital, you got to still arrange for transportation somewhere. It's either going to be cremated, it's either going to be cremation, or at a funeral parlor of some sort. Number 5, arrange care for dependents or pets. The person might have a son, a daughter, someone they was taking care of. They might have pets. So what are you going to do with these people? What are you going to do with these animals? You have to arrange situations for that. Number 6, secure major property. There might be some major property that needs to be secure. Plain and simple. Number 7, notify employer. They might have a job. Make sure the employer knows they have passed. Number 8, there may be COVID-19 restrictions and guidelines at the funeral parlor. Figure it out. Are there restrictions? Are there guidelines? Figure it out. Number 9, decide on funeral plans. Talk to the funeral director if there is a funeral. Even if they get cremated, you still have a service, and maybe you might not have a service. Decide on if you're going to have a service or not. Number 10, order a casket or urn. If they're getting cremated, it's an urn. Caskets, you can get caskets for good prices these days. You can buy a casket before a person passes away and get a deal. You can get caskets probably on Amazon.com, I think. Or all these. I'm pretty sure they sell caskets online, and you can get them quick. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to pay full price at the funeral home. That's what a lot of people do when they go broke. Number 11, ask post office to forward the mail. There might be some mail, you don't want the mail to pile up. Talk to the post office. Number 12, perform a thorough check of the person's home and property. They might have some closet spots that, maybe have some, paperwork that's needed. Look through everything. Just do a thorough inspection of the home, the place that person was at. Number 13, create a memorial website or social media site for the setting of the funeral or whatever the situation is going to be. All right. Let people know that way as well. 14, write in a obituary. You got to write something. You got to write the obituary. You got to write, the passing of the person. You got to, some kind words in that nature. Number 15, pay for funeral costs. The average funeral cost is $9,000. Yes, that's a lot of money, $9,000. But if you have life insurance, or that person has life insurance, that's key. Get life insurance. If you're living right now, get life insurance. The magic word, the word of the day, like Sesame Street, get life insurance. That's the word of the day, word of every day. They say if you get life insurance on everybody in your family, especially black people, if you get life insurance on everybody in your family, life insurance policies, life insurance companies will stop protecting us. They're going to stop protecting us because all these people dying, all these black people dying in the streets, if they all had life insurance policies and all the companies had to pay, that's all I'm saying. Life insurance companies will be like, yo, stop killing people. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Number 16, look into veterans benefits. Sometimes there's veterans benefits. That person was in the military. They might have some benefits that can go towards the funeral cost. Number 17, choose people to do eulogies and readings. Some people in the family get too emotional. Maybe you don't want them to speak. You want somebody to clearly have concise words for this person. So hopefully don't fight over this. Hopefully it's not a competition. Maybe just have a freestyle. Maybe just say anyone can come up. Have 1 or 2 speakers, and then open up the forum and let people talk. If they cry and they're emotional, let them go. That's how they grieve. Number 18, set funeral schedule. There's a funeral schedule, like this time, 9, 8, 7, whatever. Do they do the service and then they go do the burial? If it's cremation, do they just do the service? At what time? What's going on? People need to know what time, what day. Number 19, will you live stream it? Nowadays, people live stream it, not just because of COVID-19 restrictions, but people are just live streaming it because a lot of people are all over the place. People they maybe want to see it in another country. I don't know. I don't know who this person is that passed. They might be famous, or they just might have a lot of following, people that love them. Number 20, order programs and flowers. You got to get the programs, the books, and stuff like that. Make sure it's a nice picture of the person, right? And get some flowers. People should be getting flowers now. Give people, if you love somebody now, give them their flowers now while they're alive. And then when they pass away, give them some more flowers. Number 21, food and drinks. Are you doing food and drinks at the, where? At the funeral home? Are you doing food and drinks afterwards? Are you having some type of event afterwards? Let us, people got to know that. Number 22, headstones. Headstones are expensive too. You probably can get those online cheap. Probably can buy those prior. Headstones or, who gets the ashes? Hopefully there's no fight about who gets the ashes. Maybe you have to put it in a couple separate urns. Maybe put them in lockets. Everybody gets some of the ashes. Everybody gets some of the ashes, maybe in a locket or something. Figure something out. Number 23, order copies of the death certificate. Now, if you don't know where to get the death certificate, City Hall, your local City Hall, everywhere, anywhere you're at, go to City Hall, get your death certificates. Order a couple of them, not just one. Order a couple copies of the death certificate. Number 24, probate process. The will, the trust. Does this person have a will and a trust? Do they have assets? Guys got to discuss the will. That's another thing to get. Not just life insurance. You need to get a will. You need to get a trust. If you have assets, this message should be for everybody. Everybody should have some type of assets to pass down to their family. It's called family wealth. Get money and pass down the assets to your kids and whoever, your grandkids and your grandkids, kids, like that. Number 25. Depending on the age, and I think maybe this might apply for everybody, but I think it's depending on your age, contact the Social Security office. They need to know. Social Security office. Is there money to be given to the family? Is there, or they just need to know. 26, notify banks and mortgage companies that this person have property. I own a home and I'm planning on own multiple homes. If I pass, my daughter or someone's going to have to get in touch with my mortgage companies. The banks, my banks. Number 27, did they have any additional financial situations? Like, did they own stock? Did they have REITs? That's electronic property. Stock property, that's REITs. 401k, did they have a 401k? A lot of this stuff can probably help with the funeral costs if they didn't have a will or trust or insurance. 28, contact a tax accountant. You gotta contact a tax accountant. Yes, this is a lot of work. It doesn't have to be done as soon as a person passes away, but this list is important. 29, notify life insurance company. So if they did have a life insurance policy, call the life insurance company, let them know. Hopefully they have enough money in that policy to pay for everything so everybody can just grieve in peace. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go back to the will and trust. Now, hopefully that person has assets in the will and trust that can go down to generational wealth. Like, I want to give my assets to my daughter. And then if my daughter has kids, hopefully it's enough for her kids. And then hopefully enough for her kids' kids. You understand? Get a will and trust. Let's go back into the list. Number 29 was notify the life insurance company. Number 30, cancel car insurance, health insurance, etc. This person probably had a car. Cancel the car insurance. Cancel all these bills. Cancel the health insurance. Number 31, determine any employment benefits. So if they had employment benefits, they was working. The union, contact the union. Did they have a union? Did they have union death benefits? They might have some money there. Never know. Pension, the pension. Do they got a pension? Does he or she have a pension? Etc. So you got to contact these people. 32, pay bills needed. Sometimes you might have to pay the mortgage. If you're going to continue to pay the mortgage, they own property, continue to pay the mortgage. Maybe there's an excessive electricity bill or something. Pay bills that are needed, pay off their debts, hopefully with the money in their life insurance policy, 401k, or whatever money they should have. People should have money when they die. Plain and simple. You shouldn't have to have a fish fry. Let's cut that out, people. We shouldn't be having no fish fry or emergency fund or GoFundMe if someone passes away. This person should have money. A life insurance policy. Unbelievable. But anyway, number 33, close all credit cards. This person might have credit cards. Close those credit cards before somebody uses them or something's going on. To stop paying off that debt. Hopefully they don't have that debt on credit cards. Hopefully, you know what I mean? Number 34, cancel the driver's license. Cancel the driver's license. If that person had a drop, cancel it. Last one, close all email accounts, social media accounts. This person might have had Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I don't know, TikTok. Hopefully they have their passwords. That's another reason to keep a notebook of your passwords, your logins and your passwords. So if you pass away, your loved ones can close out all your accounts. Or they can go into your accounts and tell people, hey, this person passed away. So keep maybe a notebook or something. You can keep it hidden, but make sure when people can find it if you pass away. You know what I mean? Maybe it's something in your phone. Maybe you give your passwords and username to someone of your loved ones. Maybe your daughter, your son, somebody, your wife, somebody. Keep it in a safe. All right, guys, I know this is tough. I know this is hard. It's tough for me, man. I lose people. I've been losing people every year, either due to COVID, street violence, even when friends and family going to jail, that's kind of considered a loss. Some of them are going away for a long time. Like I said, I just lost my Uncle Kyle. Shout out to Kyle, man. Rest in peace, man. I lost my aunt recently, lost my other uncle recently. Like, this is the season. I'm 48 years old. It's the time that people start losing their parents. They start losing their aunts and their uncles, their grandmothers, their grandfathers. We got to be prepared. And not just that, we need support groups. We need to be supported. If you need to be supported, you need a shoulder to lean on. There are groups out there. I don't know any groups by heart, but there are groups out there for our age limit. When we start getting our 40s, there's groups out there because people are losing their parents. People are losing family members when they start to get 40 years old. Because you got to think about the people, your parents and your grandparents, 20 years older, 30, 40 years older, they're passing away when you turn around 40. There are groups out there for us. Find those groups for support. All right, guys. RIP to Kobe and his daughter once again. Shirts are on sale in the description below. Like I said, if you lose a loved one, man, it's always hard. It's always tough. Follow these guidelines. I will type up these guidelines. These instructions will be in the description below. All right. And let me know if I forgot something. If I forgot something, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments if I forgot something. I might have forgot something. I don't do this. You know what I'm saying? This is not something I do. I've never done it before. My aunts, uncles, they usually take care of this stuff. But I know it's the season. It's the time we're going to start losing them. And then this generation, my generation, is going to have to start doing this stuff. So I want to do a video. If I miss something, let me know in the comments because we need to know. I need to know just in case I have to do this for somebody, for my mother or for my father or for my aunt or uncle or for somebody. You know what I mean? All right, guys, man. I know it's not a good video to, promote, but promote. People might need this video. People might need to see it. Remember, love over hate, man. Practice love now. Give them people them flowers now. Give them people them loves now. Give them people them hugs now. You understand what I'm saying? All right, man. It's Marquis Walker, a.k.a. Severe, severely yours. One love.